For a long time, humanity has posed questions that are yet unanswered. Some of us, human beings, have tried to find answers that do not verify with the current physics that is involved in many discoveries, many fundamentalist ideas that give birth, bring some sort of a constant in our universe. As one of those people who have experienced and encountered something that goes somewhat beyond the trajectory that an average person is supposedly is bound to experience, when some of us, not because we are the chosen ones or because we are different, not because of that, some of us sometimes experience something that is hard to digest by a lot of people. Some of us experience things that cannot be cannot have a may not have a second example for. We experience something that we don't have a second example for. Sometimes some of us experience something that we cannot verify. But some of us have been lucky enough to document it, to document the source of why we say what we say. Take a look at this.
Okay, I'm from Uttarakhand, India, and I think I've captured a UFO. Check this, okay? There's this thing that will come out of thin air and then disappear. Come on, show up. I know you will show up. Just once. Show them, come on. It's right somewhere over there. Please. I think it's conscious that I am. See, you saw that. Check this out. My God. Oh my God. Alright, so that's not a drone. Alright? There's nothing in there. It just comes, it pops, and then leaves. Come on. I know everyone's gonna be like, ditch that because I'm into UFOs, I'm into UAPs. I like to watch a lot of documentaries. I mean, it's something that I really am into, and so I look out for them. And if it just shows up just once again, I think you might as well think, what the hell was that? So I'm just gonna let the camera roll. Come on. Oh, there it is. Fuck. Fuck, bro. Fuck. What the hell? So I think it went that way. It was behind the tree. I'm not sure if I can show you, because I can't see myself.
Now, this happened right outside my home, and it has happened twice at the same place. I'll try to get the footage of the second clip as well. If I get it, I will post it along this video right about now. Now, if you've seen both the clips or the first clip, my fascination with these things, whatever they are, I feel like they're not perhaps just materialistic things, but have a consciousness attached to it. They have some sort of a conscious thing going on. I think they hear us, they watch us, they understand us, they have a God's viewpoint on us, I think. Um, Also, that I think the level of consciousness, the level of awareness that these things might have is perhaps, it's for example, you're thinking about these things. There's more, it's more of a calling for you, like something is calling you. And then you go out and you see these lights, and it kind of doesn't make sense to you. Like when I saw these lights, how was I able to capture it? I Because it happened once before. Same place, same garden, same place. There was this loud noise which goes against the traditional experience of UAPs. Traditionally, people say that they don't make a noise, but there was this rumbling like thing that was going on. The first time I had the experience, my father, my mother, my dogs, we all saw that. There was just a glimpse of it and then it vanished. And then I think there was a helicopter chasing it. From my memory, I think I can account for that. Yeah. I was I felt like nobody's going to believe me, so why even try? So I didn't think about it. And then the second time, I felt like I was being called. And I know it sounds crazy, and that's all right. I mean, it doesn't have to make sense to you. And also, I think s- more than sometimes, sometimes you gotta suspend your disbelief. You've got to suspend your rational side of your brain in order to understand these things. You've got to look at it with the form of a different sort of a communication, like there are indications and signs. For example, in my life, I have encountered death 4 times: fire, water, air, and spiritual. Also, I think you can call it land or earth related death. The first time was almost burnt. It was Diwali. And yeah, so there was a mishap. And I wouldn't like to go on detail right now, but there was that, and then I was swimming in a lake, and you know, some swimmers, while they were trying to train me, they just dropped me in the lake, and then I was kind of sinking like that way, and then I I sensed there was a leg, so I catch hold of it, and that leg was trying to get hold of, just trying to get rid of me, but then I kept on holding, and then I was pulled up. That's what I remember. And then air, I had a habit of tossing things up and then gulping them or eating them, like almond and something like that. So there was a sweet, like a white colored rasgulla. Tossed it, and it reached my windpipe. I couldn't breathe for over around a minute. I tried everything. My mother saved me in all the 3 instances. My mother, she she kind of, yeah, she helped me. She revived me, I would say, or she gave me pure indications of what was going to happen, and it happened. It was like a prophecy. So when I come from that sort of an experience, it's not hard to believe that that you could communicate with something that is at a far distance or even non-existent. And I'm not talking about paranormal stuff. I think I'll have to stop using my hands too much, because, yeah, that way everything is being distracted. So, yeah, I'm not talking about something that is paranormal. Talking about things that, yeah, you can have some sort of and whatever I say is, of course, I'm not backing it up with science or any proof. I think I have a proof with the clip, and you could disregard it or, tear it down apart, and but that will only make more sense than to me if we could deconstruct this entire thing, like whatever happened. Um, yeah, and then it changes. I mean, things like experiences like these, they just changes your perspective in life. Like now, I have more of a cosmic perspective in life rather than the materialistic experience that everyone is kind of experiencing. You just don't try and not think about things that don't matter really. So there is obviously that. There definitely comes a time when you don't really want to associate with these things or with this kind of reality because you can't prove it. Sometimes you feel like you'd be called a liar, but then the kind of changes that you experience, you know it just there's so much of an outlet that is there. Like, I after my experiences, I kind of was a vegetarian. Yeah, I ate eggs, I ate milk, but I could not eat anything that was, in my eyes, in my sense, alive. Like, I felt like my body required some sort of protein, so I took eggs because my shallow mind could not leave the habit of consuming something that gave my mind a sense of something alive. For me, eggs were alive, like, the eggs, and which could later turn out, if heated in the proper environment, they could convert into chickens. And I started thinking like that, I think, after these experiences. And I'm sure there must be someone out there who has experienced something of this sort, and it's really hard to talk about, really. Except, I mean, the first time when it happened, I kind of shrugged it off because I felt like there's no point in it. There's no point in trying to make something out of it. But the more I think about it, the more it puzzles my mind. And it's just kind of like, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, that's what it is. And I'd like you to watch some data that I've collected from a podcast from Joe Rogan. I think this person is not kidding. This person is honest, and his views about these things comes from an extensive research. Now I know the capabilities of my mind. I think my conscious part of my brain knows the capabilities of my mind. So I would never be able to call myself a researcher on these things because it involves, I think, some sort of mathematics as well and physics, and something that I don't have an art understanding of because I come from more of an art side of feel. And whether it's the right brain or left brain, one of the parts of my brain is heavy on the other, in the sense that I'm not on the calculative analytical side. I'm more in the creative, I think, part of things, and it's been always heavy. But I think in order to understand these things, or rather experience these things, I think IQ is not going to be the determining point. Rather, it's the surrender to the experience. I think that's what counts when it comes to these sort of things that you sometimes feel you fear talking about these things. And I think it's rightfully so. And I'm I mean, at this point in my life, I feel like I've got less things to lose after my father's death. So here I am talking about these things. I'm not sure if it's going to make sense to you or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I've had this experience, and it, it's it has made me very emotional. Uh, like I was there have been times when I'm just like even when I'm not seeing these things flying around, like I've seen them twice, and I wish to see them every night, so I just go out and look for them everywhere. Just you know, glance around whenever I go outside, but I fail to. But when I do, when I did, it just was kind of like I was stuck in a place, and it also happened while I was watching the moon. So I was watching the moon, I was just stuck there and I couldn't move. I think I was hearing something when I was in the forest. It was in a hilly area and a dense forest, and there was this open space where I could just watch the sky, and it was being very romantic about this thing. And then I was stuck there. All my friends left. We've got the witness. I mean, all my friends, they just left, and I was all by myself there. And that area is not safe. But yeah, I just looked up and I was stuck as if I was hearing some kind of a melody. And I think that sense is over the time period, I think it's developed when um yeah, some sort of interest, curiosity also, I think you know, it could also happen with people who don't play in the normal trajectory of the masses life, the kind of life you it happens very, I think it can happen very early on, that you kind of you kind of thinking in a different tone than other people, and you don't let the rational side of you determine what's real, what's not real. At least so far I have kind of tried to, because the rational side of my head always overpowered anything else. And now I think there's sort of a some sort of a, yeah, suspension of disbelief. I think that's what it's called. No, I'll see you in the next video.